Continuing our March Madness review day, meet the Ruger RXM. I've already got well over 1,000 rounds to this gun. You'll find hundreds of reviews talking about all the different features of the gun. This is mine. I have a very positive review of this gun. I'm extremely happy with it. Overall, it is an extraordinarily comfortable gun to fire. It is a very easy gun to maintain. It is based on a Gen 3 Glock 19, but it's so much better. First off, you have a nice flat trigger, very nice pull, very nice reset. It's a very positive trigger. Do that again, let you hear it. Just watch how far I let it out. Right there. So not the shortest reset, not bad. You got your initial take up in your tolerance stack, and then you're at the wall, and it's a solid wall. It's not a rolling wall, it's not a rolling break. This is not your typical G19 Glock trigger from any Gen 3 Glock you've ever fired. Reasons why I prefer this to a Gen 3 Glock 19, and in fact, to a Glock 19, period. I said what I said. You don't have finger grooves. The finger grooves drive me crazy. Check this out. You've got a nice undercut, so when you get on it, this thing's not eating into your hand on an extended range session. It's got very nice texture all the way around the pistol. Mag pull, as always, a very nice quality product. So the frame is built by Magpul, the rest of the gun is built by Ruger, and it takes apart just like a standard Glock. Pull your two levers, make sure the trigger's not pulled, and out she comes. What it also does, there's a pin here and a pin here, and this fire control mechanism comes out. So this is modular, like the SIGs, and in fact like the Masadas as well. Everybody forgets about the Masadas. Coming up soon. So eventually Magpul is going to offer a smaller frame and a larger frame so that you can buy one pistol, pay 50 bucks and change out the shell. Now you've got a G17, and then maybe you've got something like a G48, all out of the same chassis. Actually, it'd be more like a G26, right? Because this is a double stack frame. Takes Glock magazines. What's not to love? The gun comes with two Magpul magazines. I'm not the biggest fan of Magpul magazines. I'm not saying that they're bad. Quite far from it. They're very good. But if you are an avid shooter, chances are you've got Glock 19 magazines floating around your house. So all of the rest of the stuff for the Glock ecosystem will work on this gun. There are people who have already changed out the trigger. I don't know why you would. I think it's a very good trigger, personally. That's just me. Change out your recoil spring assemblies. Change out your barrels. Put a Radiant Ramjet on there. Whatever it is you want to do. If it works with a Gen 3 Glock 19, it'll work with this. So the cool thing when you're buying this gun, right? Most of the Gen 3 Glocks that I see on the used market are selling for about 300 bucks, give or take. This is not far off from that, and it's a totally brand new gun. Second, this is smoother than any Glock firearm I've ever owned. Matter of fact, let me go get my G48 and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Meet my G48. This was my everyday carry for over 2 years. And when I say every day, I mean literally all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. This is a phenomenal firearm. This is the only Glock pistol that I've liked enough to actually spend my own money on it. But there's some issues. Now this is a Gen 5, not a Gen 3. But a lot of these issues still apply. First, whatever they use for the finish is ridiculously slippery. Believe it or not, I've been charging the pistol, and I've had my hand slip off of it several times. It is what it is. I don't know if it's the Tenifer coating or what it is that Glock uses, but it's like, if you grab it in the wrong spot, or you're not grabbing it the best, even when you do grab it, sometimes it'll slip out of your hands. I generally charge this pistol from the front simply because that's how I'm able to maintain a better grip on it. But as to what we're talking about for the smoothness, you can hear it. It's audible and tactile. Okay? Listen to this. My mic is right here, by the way. That is a whole lot smoother. You get your Glock rattle. All Glocks do it. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Now, in my opinion, they took everything that is great about the Glock 19 and just made it a little better. You've got optic height sights, suppressor height sights, however you wish to call it. But when you put an optic, you'll get a straight co-witness on it. There you go. It's already optics ready out of the box. They give you a couple of different pins to set it up. Now, I have not put an optic on this yet. If you guys would like to see me do that, go ahead and leave a little comment down below. These cocking serrations, my hand doesn't slip. And look, even if I grab where it's not serrated, my hand is not slipping off of whatever this finish that Glock uses is, okay? I'm not saying it's bad, it's just different, right? See that right here? It's got a little flared mag well. As you can see here on my 48, I had to add a mag well, otherwise I can barely grab the damn thing. And also I had to put Talon grips on it, otherwise I could barely hold the damn thing. And that's with every Glock I've ever fired, by the way, not just that one. This has incredible texturing. It's very aggressive without tearing your skin up. It's very comfortable. If I were gonna choose a compact pistol to carry every day, I think there's a very good chance that it would end up being this bad boy right here. Okay, I've got a CZ P07, I've got a Browning high power. I would probably carry those before I carried this, not because it's a knock against the pistol, it's just what I'm familiar with, it's what I like, and I just have hundreds of thousands of rounds through them. In terms of slimline pistols, I moved on from the Glock 48, although I still, this has a very special place in my heart, and it always will, to the Shield Plus Carry Comp and a Shadow CR920 XP. I just like them a little better, I shoot them a little better. But as far as the Ruger RXM, if you want a Glock 19, you don't want to pay Glock 19 prices, and you don't want to enter into the sketchy territory of like doing an SCT frame and then trying to build it up, or basically at 80% and building it up for literally the same amount of money that you can build one, you can buy the Ruger RXM and start with a solid functional platform. Great trigger, very nice internals. I am somewhere around 13 to 1400 rounds through this gun. And the first day that I took it to the range, I ran over 500 rounds through this gun without a hitch, bitch, or glitch. All I did was take it apart, clean it, lube it, and send it. That's it. This, I like it. I like it a lot. Everybody who's shot it, they like it a lot. Haven't had too many issues. There is a YouTuber I saw that had an issue with his ejector just being a little bit out of spec. It's got a tritium front sight, very nice sights, blacked out rear, green dot front. Very easy to pick up, very easy to track. It's very easy to transition The gun lines up nicely. It has a slightly different grip angle compared to the Glock grip angle. So I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, guys, this has a 22-degree grip angle, whereas this is a lot closer to the 1911 19-degree angle. So for me, it's quite a bit more comfortable. I love the texturing because I can lock the palm of my support hand in and I can just get on this gun, and as fast as you can pull the trigger, you can put 15 rounds easily into a 2-inch group at 15 yards. Have not had the opportunity to take this out any longer. I don't see how it would perform any better or any worse than any other Glock product. It's just a great gun. So if you're in the market for a very inexpensive firearm, maybe you want to customize this out into something really cool and really wild. Look, you've already got your optics cut. You can mount RMR, RMSC, RMS, and RMSC straight out of the gate. There are plates that are available, so you can put Doctor and Vortex and all of that other stuff that's on there on this pistol. I have one complaint about this pistol. And this just has to do with the physical size of my hands. And this is in general a Glock 19 thing. But if you take a look, that is not a factory slide release. It is slightly extended out. Perfect example. There is a factory slide release. As you can see, it's very flush with the gun. A lot of people have a hard time hitting it. I don't, because my hands are huge. And generally speaking, I don't use it anyway, because I'm gonna pop a mag in and get back on target. If you use the mag release, or I'm sorry, if you use the slide release, go for it. It's great. It's very easy to hit. However, when you're shooting it, see how my thumb gets up under it? Either my thumb is on top of it, which means I don't get a slide lock on an empty magazine, or my thumb's under it, which means I get that. So I've had to kind of relax my thumb or move my thumb out to the side, which is not right, but it works. It works for me. Again, I have mechanic size. XXL is a very tight fit on these hands, okay? That is literally the only thing that I can complain about on the Ruger RXM. I have no other complaints whatsoever. It's a very accurate gun. It's a very reliable gun. I beat the hell out of this thing at the range, 500 rounds in an hour through this gun with just me stuffing mags, okay? I got this thing so hot I could not hold onto it anymore. 500 rounds inside of an hour, and I did that with this gun. And it's like nothing ever happened. A little bit of wear here, which you can see. Again, over 1,000 rounds through the gun. This pretty much comes to the range with me now every trip. It's just a fun gun. If you're looking for your first gun and you want a really good one, this is an excellent choice for you. All the good stuff, everything you love about a G19, doesn't have the G19 price tag. Takes OEM Glock mags, takes OEM Glock parts, with the exception, can't show you how to take it apart. It's a YouTube thing. Sorry. But with the exception of this being modular. So when Magpul does release additional stocks for this, if they, for example, I believe there's plans for a PCC carbine, 2 pins, put it in, and now you got a PCC carbine for your home defense or fun. You can use a Glock trigger with this gun, by the way. It has been done. People have done it. I believe Tactical Pontoon, I think, is the gentleman that designed one for this gun already. But any Glock 3rd gen trigger is compatible with this. You have to remove the fire control magazine from the grip frame, and then you can, all the rest of the pins and shit pop out just like you normally would with any other Glock. So the benefit of this if you're a Glock hater, you want an American produced gun, produced on American machinery by America, 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 right? Here you go. Now, it's true, there's a Glock factory in America now. They produce Glocks in America too. But this is a Ruger, fantastic customer service. Overall, pretty good company to deal with. They make generally good products overall. Great warranty with the gun. Comes with 2 magazines. Extra magazines are like 15 bucks a pop, maybe 10 bucks a pop on sale. Or if you want to go with the Magpul polymer mags, you could do that as well. There's nothing wrong with them. Let me show you what the difference is here real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and pull one of these bad boys out. So this is the magazine that it comes with. If you're going for absolute lightweight, this is the way to go. Okay, there's no metal in this other than the spring. This, you've got your polymer shell over your steel insert. This is a Gen 5 Glock magazine, and this is also a Gen 5 Glock magazine. So the difference is you got a little bit more sticking out of the bottom. This is unloaded about 4 ounces. This is about 2. As you can see, there's no problem with a live eject with either magazine. You're not going to tear up your mag release. This does have all the major complaint about all Gen 3 Glocks was the size of the mag release. So me personally, I'm going to be changing it out for something a little bit more akin to the Gen 5 style, just because it's a little easier. It's a little easier to hit, a little easier to deal with. Other than that, like I said, I have 0 complaints. Texturing is good. This will fit Glock 19 holsters just fine. Gen 3, of course. Glock mags work perfectly. Magpul mags work perfectly. This is, if you're looking for a great first gun, it's really hard to go wrong with this. We're kind of in a golden age of guns right now. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. I have nothing but positives to say about the gun. The one negative that I could find, again, slide release, not a fan. If it were flatter against the frame, like the 48 or like a stock Glock, I would have 0 complaints whatsoever about this gun. It's very comfortable, very easy to shoot, very easy to use, very easy to manipulate. You can do it. You can shoot it left-handed, right-handed, both-handed, however you want to shoot it. All of the positive attributes of the Glock 19 with a better trigger, better texture, already optics cut, ready to go for under 400 bucks. I can't tell you what I paid for it. YouTube won't let me. But I can tell you that it was approximately $95 under MSRP. I'll tell you that. So deals are out there. Great gun, very nicely finished, very good. Just, it's great. And very rarely will you ever hear me say that about a gun. Like, you just saw what I did with the Smith & Wesson. I basically tore that Bodyguard 2.0 apart. This has been, it's a smooth shooter. That's another positive attribute of the design and the spring weights and everything that Ruger has gone with this pistol. So it's a very smooth shooting gun. It's very easy. 20-cent trigger upgrade, right? You take everything apart, you polish it, and you put it all back together, and you got yourself a trigger job. You don't have to do any of that with this gun. And in fact, the trigger that they put in there, it's a polymer trigger with a polymer trigger shoe, okay? The only thing that I really would want to change is I would love to have an aluminum trigger. That's just me. I like aluminum triggers. Not a requirement. I don't think that this is a bad factory trigger in any way, shape, or form. And in fact, I think it's quite great, especially as somebody who has spent a lot of time shooting Gen 3 Glocks. I don't like them. I won't buy one. I don't like them. They're not for me. Am I saying they're bad? No. This is better in every conceivable way to me than any Gen 3 Glock I've ever had. And I'm not a Glock hater. And hell, I own a 48. I intended this just to be a review gun, and then I was going to sell it, and this has actually moved 100% firmly into the keeper pile. So I'm Byron. This has been my review of the Ruger RXM. Ask your questions down below. If I can answer them, I absolutely will. I'm going to continue to keep stuffing rounds through this gun. I usually run anywhere from 100 to 300 rounds per range session per week through this gun. That's how much I like it. Everybody that has shot it, the feedback I've got is, wow, that really is better than a Glock. Or, wow, that's really comfortable. It's very soft shooting. You don't have I guess I would describe a Gen 3 Glock recoil as very, Glock 19 in particular. It's a very abrupt recoil impulse, which is not bad. This is a much more smooth push up and then back down. And what I found is that when you're properly locked in on the gun and you're on target, you'll watch the front sight rise just a hair under recoil, and when you come back down, you're back on target. So it's very easy, without any gas pedals or any voodoo, just having a proper hand grip on the gun to maintain your sight picture. It's very easy to shoot, and you can go fast with this gun. You can shoot this thing fast. The only thing I intend to change as I continue to own this is I'm going to get a stock Gen 3 slide release that's not extended, and I'm going to get a Gen 5 style, which is just a little bit wider of a magazine release, and that's it. No complaints whatsoever. Really good gun. If you're looking to get into like steel competitions and stuff like that, this is a damn good starting platform. If you've never owned a firearm, this is a very good starting platform. Put bullets, point, click, and away you go. All of the attributes that everybody extols for the Glock, with really none of the downsides, in my opinion. And the magazine release, I have not had an issue hitting it. I haven't had an issue actuating it. It works perfectly fine. I would just like a slightly larger mag release that sits a little more flush, like this one. That's it. Even this, I can live with this. I mean, hell, I've lived with this for well over 1,000 rounds out of this gun now. I do generally run it with the Glock mags as opposed to the Magpul mags. It's not because I think the Magpul mags are bad. Far from it. They're great mags. I just like that sits nice and flush, whereas that doesn't. But that does give you a nice place to tuck your pinky if that's a thing that you do with your Glock 19. So I'm Byron. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We're continuing our firearm March Madness. We'll be moving into the Ross Martin R1MC next. Later.